Hi guys! Today we would love to present about our second case study, which is fire safety in occupational safety and health. Oh, before that, I would love to introduce my team members.
Hello everyone, my name is Kaliasi Mohan and my matrix number is 33DCE20F2016.
And my name is Sarni Freya Rajendran. My metric number is 33DCE20F2006.
Hello, my name is Kitra Adasalam and my metric number is 33DCE20F2011.
Fire safety is one of the most common emergency that happens at any places, doesn't matter at your workplace or public places. So we should not underestimate this matter because it results to a major disaster. In related to OSHA study, every employer should train their workers about fire hazard and how to react quickly on a fire emergency. Therefore, a proper emergency management plan for fire includes fire control method and fire prevention need to be carried out. Like for an example, use a fire extinguisher to extinguish a fire or even prevent it to spreading to other places. But before using a fire extinguisher, you should make sure that you know the correct extinguisher by knowing the classes of fire. A fire is a chemical reaction that due to a rapid oxidation or burning of a fuel. As we all know that fire does not ignite by itself, it needs elements to occur. So the three elements are oxygen, heat and fuel. Approximately 60% of oxygen is required to sustain a fire. Oxygen reacts with the burning fuel and release carbon dioxide and heat. Source of fire is heat. A source of heat is required in order for ignition point to occur. Ignition point is a minimum temperature at which a substance burns on its own without any additional external heat. Moreover, combustion reaction produce heat as they burn. This will increase the temperature of the fuel. The third source of fire is fuel. A fire won't begin if there is no material to burn. Some material burn more easily and faster rather than others. Fuel can be found in different physical states, which is in solid form, liquid, and gas. Examples of fuel in gas form are hydrogen, natural gas, carbon monoxide, and many more. While in liquids, we can find kerosene, gasoline, and paint. And lastly, wood, paper, cloth, plastics can be found in solid form.
About the possible causes of fire in the factory center. First and foremost, the main possible causes of fire are short circuit. Short circuit problem happens when the rate of the current flow through the circuit is to exceed the actual rate. Because of the higher current flow into the circuit, the wires become hot and even dissolve the protection. At the end, this can lead to a fire accident. Besides, faulty wiring is also a possible cause of the fire accident. When some of the building built 20 years back, the elements in it may have the lower wiring capacity compared to the higher wiring capacity nowadays. Electrical parts such as refrigerator, air conditioner, and microwave, which is using higher wiring capacity. Actually, we need to change the wiring often to maintain a good wiring services. Due to the ignorance, a high probability of fire accident will occur. And last but not the least is smoking. Unfortunately, some of the students might break the rules and smoke indoors. For example, students might smoke inside a hidden bin in practice center. Without their knowledge, a little cigarette will melt off down by carelessness into books or garbage tray. Eventually, can be created a fire hazard.
A fire safety plan is very important. There are 8 steps to organize a fire safety plan. Step 1. Develop a statement of intent. A statement of intent is a policy written by the Chief Executive Officer or the Managing Director of the company to assure the commitment. Step 2. Develop a Fire Safety Task Force Committee. This Task Force Committee is to create a subcommittee to run the emergency planning strategy. And Step 3 is assess all the fire hazards, includes materials, procedures, and building designs. Conduct an assessment to determine if the fire prevention plan and the control procedures are adequate. Step 4. Identify fire hazard controls. Identify and list all the major fire hazards and system to control, and also determining the fire class for each type of hazards. This is because it is very vital to use the correct fire extinguisher on the type of fire, and also a wrong fire extinguisher and wrong agent on the fire can increase the intensity of the fire. 5. Develop safety procedures for fire hazard control. For instance, develop proper handling and storage procedures for flammable and combustible materials. Step 6. Develop a fire emergency exit and evacuation plan. For a successful fire emergency response plan, a basic evacuation and the usage of fire extinguisher is very crucial. It is also very important to identify the basic alarms, warnings, and the other communication methods used by the employees during the emergency times. Besides, a basic company must also have an evacuation process called the RACE. Step 7. Provide training or fire drill. This is one of the most important and effective ways to notify all the employees what they must do during the fire emergency times. During the training, the employees must make sure all the employees are participated and receive the fire prevention plan of the company. Last but not least, evaluation or making report. A report must be evaluated at least annually with the actions taken and also effective fire prevention plans. Lesson is very important. So, the lesson learned from this incident. First, all religious school operators should be required to register with the Ministry of Education or the religious department. The role of security audits is mandatory. Moreover, the authorities should conduct security checks annually, especially to those over 20 years. And finally, the authorities must make sure that everybody is following the fire prevention methods while handling anything that is flammable.
As a conclusion, we can summarize that fire safety is a basic foundation to prevent fire accidents. Most of the fire accidents caused by carelessness of some authority. However, we can prevent fire accidents by following some of these steps. First and foremost, we should not overload any circuit. This is because an overloaded circuit can cause a circuit breaker to trip. Thus, we can avoid the overloaded circuit by transferring some of the electrical cords or device from the overloaded circuit to another circuit. Next, we should not use cracked or frayed electrical cords. In the event, the electrical cords become frayed. This implies the live wire is uncovered. We have a dangerous situation which can make ourselves and others to get an electrical shock and electrical fire accident. We should avoid plugging in the high voltage extension. This is because when the high voltage electrical device plugged in at the same time, it might be hot and get a short circuit, which can lead to a fire accident also. Thus, by following this fire prevention, we can avoid injuries and loss of life. We can also keep away from properties damages. Next, we can avoid air pollution.